Alright, we're looking at their Xtype motor. This is, it will look like this with the governor on it. The governor will show in this spot right here. And then up there is the camshafts with the pulleys, which I haven't done yet, but this will be the mating to the total front. And then a little bit behind it, this is in 3D, so I'm already screwing up. Pressure, crankcase, fuel oil, diesel, fuel pass, fuel pump. Alright, this is the governor attached to the engine. We'll zoom in here. Shows the piston or cooler pump. We're going to look at the drivetrain. So let's look at the drivetrain and the governor. Alright, this is my 16-cylinder, 4-cylinder, four-cylinder length head block, but it's 16 cylinders, and we're just going to pan around it. It's an Xtype motor. This shows all the jewelry except for the headers. The headers have all the jewelry on it except for the camshaft. We'll do a sectional view. We can see the bearing journals, and then the cam lobes, the piston rods, the cylinder liners, the piston inside there. So let's go to right drawing, sectional view, and we'll do backwards to front. We'll have to turn it just a slight bit. So as you can see, when we come in the picture here, we have the cylinder headers, and then we have cam lobe. You can see this one's all the way down. This one's are at half. And then it moves. Now this one's all the way up, and these two are at half. You have your cylinder headers with the bearing journals in it. Notice this was shelled. The cylinder and the cylinder header, cylinder line and cylinder headers have been shelled for water to cool it off. Over here you have your camshaft adjusters as they come up, and then that shows the first four set, and then we go into another one, bearing journal, crankshaft in the middle, spread in the cylinders, cam lobe, and then once again another on piston 3. Now our header is all the way in the bottom again. This one's now at top dead. There's 4 valves to each piston head. The pistons themselves are supposed to be 10 inches, so that is the motor drivetrain. And then we're going to show you a picture of, well, the cylinder header one more time. Cylinder header, nice and easy. Underneath, see the valves. That was bad. Alright, throttle linkage, spring, goes to the glow plug, which is multiple unit injector. I just kind of drew a generic one. These are kind of rough, but it made its purpose. You can see the port valves on that side, and then the ports to the other valve on that side. And that's the cylinder header. And now we're going to look at the motor. So this is the motor after the drivetrains. And notice I've put on the camshaft, but I didn't do the lobes over the thing. I just thought that would be too much work. Basically a camshaft lobe. That's not very hard to draw, but it is time consuming. Kind of measuring as we go. You see the harmonic plate, the metal frame, which starts the frame for the motor frame, and then the head blocks on each one of them. The drivetrain is the same as what I showed you. It comes a little bit out longer because we have the fuel pump right here and the oil pump right there. Fuel lines, which will have throttle linkages. The camshaft will run all the way to the back. And over here it will run to a pulley, which has a turbocharger system, which this will loop around into these are the exhaust ports for the intake. Now with this, we have pockets. Alright, now your cylinder liner is right here, but I've given it a space in the head block for your for your turbocharger, which is gonna come into the play. There's the cylinder liner, has the nice little gap in there. The camshaft has been put on. The drivetrain remains the same. The thing is drawn extra long, so this isn't done yet. I'm still working on it, but this is how far I've gotten so far. And then, okay, so we're looking at this blank space is a space in between. We looked at the drivetrain and all the headers and everything lined up. So that will come out. The exhaust ports will dump into a fan, 2 dual fans, which will exhaust up until the motors, and these will be the fuel lines, and then fuel lines more. Alright, let's page this. My drawing came out a little bit different. Instead, I went with a chamfered head. It's just easier, but it was just easier to draw. I got to do the flywheel, which is going to be easy because they have. It's probably not going to be a gear. It's going to probably be a sprocket with the chain on it, actually. So this is what the drivetrain looked like in a single picture. I did not draw my header that small. It just ended up being bigger, so it's slight different variation, but you can tell the drawing is improved. Where's the one governor? There's the governor, and now we'll do the. Okay, this is the side that would be the top left cylinder, bottom left cylinder. These holes are going to be put in the sides through manhole to connect the crankshaft to the piston rods, and they'll be on both sides. And then there's a thermostat, a cheap generic thermostat. Pump camshaft been put on bearing journals. So there really isn't much more left. We'll get back up here to the governor. This is the power stem, governor staff, shield, pressure, lube oil pressure relief valve. Okay, which the only thing is different, I've went and done a little line from here to here. I need to make that a square path. Well, I was just first learning how to 3D tab on a 3D plan and draw lines. Now we're going to look at the governor body. So this is that one I showed you. Let's look at the top real quick. So right here, these are going to be handles. They're layover handles. They have this needs to be drawn out to right here, gone and then executed to the left. So we're looking at this part. We got to actually lose the square and just come off of it. Quick fix probably take me 20 minutes, and we're gonna look at what the thing actually looks like. So let's go. So in the center we have your main pop is pressure regulator with flyweights. That's the center. And then it has the oil paths that run along. These paths dump into the oil seals through the oil and gas seals. This pressure regulator. This is the governor. You have an accumulator piston. This one's slightly crooked. No problem. And then there's four. This is the. We'll look at it from the side now. So from the center stem, governor workaround. This is my own governor. I'm not gonna do the paths in there. I'm just gonna leave them in sticks. So there's 4 accumulator pistons. This is the workaround governor. That's the bottom. This is the main governor stem. This is the 4 splits. Workaround, there'll be handles. These 4 handles, when all turn, will shut off the motor. Then once all this is done, this is lastly, it will be in the front. It looks like this. So this shape right here is your governor. We'll look at it from the top. So right here is the shape of the governor. I'm also going to fill these in right here. I didn't know if it would cut them off. But yeah, that's the governor. And we looked at the train. This is a power generator motor for a locomotive. So what we're getting is 16 cylinders in a 4-cylinder space. And then I'll show you what there's going to be an 8-cylinder, or there could be a 32-cylinder if I just move this all right here. It's going to think for a long time. It probably won't. But anyways, I could move and copy it and then continue the drive shaft, and then I'd have to work on rebuilding the longer head block. So that's the motor as it looks today.